We don't endorse any candidates. We are non-partisan, so we want to provide equal opportunity to share what they have to say. We're looking at how to build a better city, a thriving, more vibrant city. The issues that they're seeing are the issues that are already showing up as top of mind: homelessness, drug use, road infrastructure, public transit, policing, and all those things.
Hello, London. I'm Matt Brown, and you're listening to the Matt Brown Podcast. It's the show about all things local and maybe some other stuff too. So the first 3 weeks of London's municipal election, they're behind us. Over the course of the next 5 months, I'll be inviting candidates on regularly to join the show to share their vision for London. But before we do that, today we're going to take a look at an organization called the Urban League. Louis Patricio is their volunteer president. He's going to join us and give us a sense of the role that this organization plays during election cycles. I'll tell you all about it right after this.
Discover London Bicycle Cafe. It's the perfect time of year to take a break on their spacious patio, featuring craft beer, espresso drinks, snacks, meals, and more. London Bicycle Cafe at the Forks of the Thames. See you soon.
Louis Patricio, the president of the Urban League for London, is joining us for this next segment. Louis is an urbanist, he's an educator, and he's a community organizer. He's also a PhD candidate over at the Geography Department at Huron University, and he's a lecturer in the Governance, Leadership, Ethics program at Huron University College. Louis is going to join us to give us a sense of how this volunteer organization supports neighborhood associations right across the city. He's here to tell us all about it, so let's go. Louis, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
We're thrilled that you're here. Let's jump right in. For folks that don't know much about the Urban League, what can you tell us about it?
So the Urban League is an umbrella organization that is started back in 1969. So we're getting close to 60 years now. And from the very beginning, the main goal of the Urban League is really to bring together neighborhood organizations to talk about and discuss and think about those citywide issues and how they can connect together.
Okay, well, let's dig a little bit deeper into that. London has 42 neighborhoods, many of which would belong to an association that would belong to the Urban League. There are also community partners that are part of this group as well. What specifically do you offer each of these neighborhood or community partners?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So the main, again, since we started, we're looking at how to build a better city, like a thriving, more vibrant city. And to do that, we really think that to achieve that, we need informed and engaged citizens. So our main goal is to connect those neighborhoods. So the main way that we try to do this, we have 3 ways. And the first one is to provide resources. And it can be small things. Sometimes it's just using our Zoom paid account so they can have longer meetings. But we also have small grants for them to run their events, or we help with their insurance issues. And so there's some of the resources we provide. And then the networking piece, that is a big one. We have our meetings every month. We have a break during the summer because summer everybody's busy, all the organizations are busy, they're running their own events. And then we want to represent it, be that voice at City Hall as we know about the issues that are important for them, and then through open letters, delegations, and a bunch of other ways to engage with City Hall with the issues that they care about.
It's a volunteer-run organization. You're the volunteer president, but things do cost money. Can we talk a little bit about funding? What are your sources of funding?
That's a great question. So most of our funding is local grants. The London Community Foundation is one of our big supporters. Some funding from our membership base. So we have a paid membership. Very affordable. And it is volunteer, 100% volunteer most of the time. This year particularly, and I'm going to talk more about that, we are doing the candidates meeting and we actually hired someone to run that project for us.
Okay, we'll definitely move there next. London is a city pushing 500,000 people. Give us a sense of the neighborhood associations, the members, individual members. How big is the Urban League?
Yeah, of course. So we started with the neighborhood associations, and then later we also added the community organizations and then individuals. So we actually need to update our website. We're just over 50 neighborhood and community groups right now, and we have 30 individual members. So those 50 groups sometimes will be small groups of 5-10 people. They're just emerging. They'll come more of a grassroots. But then we have well-established neighborhood associations that are almost as old as the Urban League is, that has a big representation within their communities.
Okay, so safe to say that with that many organizations, neighborhood associations, and individuals, The Urban League has a broad reach across the entire community. As we enter into an election period, I wonder what things look like for Urban League folks over the next 6 months to come.
Yeah, so like I was mentioning, like our big project for the year is to run, as we've done historically, like many times, to run all candidates meetings. So for every ward, we have 14 wards. We don't host a meeting for the mayor candidates, just for the city councilors. For every ward, we invite all the candidates for this meeting. Some call a debate. It's not really a debate. We're not pitching one against the other. We really want to hear what they have to say, what their mandates, what their ideas. We have an evening where they can meet their constituents and share what they have to say. We record those meetings for those who cannot attend in person, so people can watch those meetings and make an informed decision when it's time to vote.
Okay. Imagine they're moderated.
Yes, so we have, that's part of the, that's why it takes long for the process. We need to find, the venue, we need to find a date, and then you need to find an MC to host, a volunteer group to set up, take down, invite all the candidates, make sure that all get the invitation, and even choosing the topics too, right? Because we want to make sure they're asking relevant questions. And then we engage with community partners, but also our membership base. Like we want to know what are the issues that are top of mind for them, so we can ask those questions to the candidates.
Okay, and I can't imagine you would have those meetings set up at this point. You mentioned that you've hired a person to work on that over the course of the next little bit. Where should folks watching this program, if they're interested in learning more about where their community might be in their ward, go? And also, folks that can't attend the meetings, I imagine you'll also post the videos of the discussions there as well? Yeah,
of course. So our website is urbanleague.ca, and the email to contact our coordinator is elections@urbanleague.ca. So if you want to get any information, if you want to volunteer, we definitely will need a big number of volunteers for all those meetings. Please, you can use either the website or the email. We're thinking about September, early October. We'll see. It's a lot of moving parts to decide when it's going to happen. And now that we got this rush, the avalanche of candidates, as soon as we have the dates and the venues, then we can start reaching out to the candidates and inviting them to the meetings.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. As a person with a little bit of lived experience running in campaigns, both ward and citywide, they can be, for the candidates and the candidates' teams, a marathon followed by a marathon followed by a marathon. Now, when you look at a 6-month period of time, it would be very difficult to keep Londoners' attention over that span of time. Mike Donachie was on earlier and talked about really a big, strong start, and I think we'll hear more about the election leading up to end of June. You'll probably have lots of time to organize between July and August, and folks can watch for a whole lot of action come September.
Yes, of course, and I think this is, the work is set up for us, and I think it's really important to build on all that information, because different from the federal and provincial elections where we don't have a party, people really to know who the candidates are. So they actually need to, get information on their website or attend one of our candidates' meetings to get to know their candidates.
I'm wondering, does the Urban League endorse candidates?
No, we don't endorse any candidates. We are non-partisan, or as we prefer to say, we're transpartisan. So we want to work with all the candidates. We want to provide them equal opportunity to share what they have to say, whether they're, coming to our candidates meeting, or if you want to share anything about the candidates, they will all have the same opportunity.
Okay, that makes very good sense. It's a fair playing field, but you still would have a lot of reach and a lot of influence, right across the city, and honing on the issues of the day, which you spoke about a little bit earlier. We've only got a couple of minutes left, but I wonder if you could give us a sense of what your membership are seeing as the big issues that candidates and that voters will be focused on.
I mean, our membership, it's Londoners from all over the city, right? So most of the issues that they're seeing are the issues that are already showing up as top of mind in some of the news that we're seeing, right? Like it's homelessness, drug use, road infrastructure, public transit, policing, and all those things. But it's this one issue particular to our members, because they are the ones who are doing the hard work in the community, organizing block parties, the park cleanups and things like that. And one of the concerns that we hear from our members is the amount of red tape and how difficult it is sometimes to actually implement those events in their neighborhoods. And they would love to see a council that would support, that streamline those processes, and also even provide some incentives and supports for them to run those events.
Okay. I can see exactly why your membership would be focused on more community engagement instead of less. That is very interesting. I don't want to leave it there, though. What's the Urban League's message that should go out to all Londoners?
Those 15 folks that will be deciding the big budget and things that are really important for us in everyday life, like where our garbage goes, transportation, where and how we can build things. I think it's really important to get engaged in the process, and that's what we're trying to do with the Urban League. And I'd say not just to learn about the candidates, make an informed decision, go out there and vote, but beyond that, whether your candidate gets elected or not, engage with your counselor, because they are making important decisions that will affect you. And I don't see why you would not get involved.
If someone wanted to find out more about the Urban League, they would go to
urbanleague.ca, and we have our social media as well at Urban League of London.
Okay. Well, I think that's a great place to leave it. We're going to watch for it in the weeks and months to come, see the role that the Urban League plays. And I think just on behalf of all of Londoners, it is volunteer work, and volunteer work can be very hard. There's lots of things that you have to do with your time. There are very few things that you have extra time for that you can choose to do. So thank you. Thanks for your leadership, and thanks to the folks over at the Urban League for keeping this really important conversation going.
Thanks for the conversation here. Thanks for the invitation.
And we'll be back to close out the show right after this.
Discover London Bicycle Cafe, home of family cargo and urban cycling. Test ride an e-bike along riverside trails to see how easy moving through our city can really be. London Bicycle Cafe at the Forks of the Thames. See you soon.
And that's the show. As always, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you know a little bit more about the Urban League and how they support neighborhoods from right across the city, engage in the municipal election, and how they help candidates connect with neighborhoods located within the ward that they're running into. Thanks to Lewis for joining us today, and thank you for listening. Like I always say, this show is for you. We couldn't do it without you. So please keep in touch. You can write to the Matt Brown Podcast at gmail.com. Tell us what you think. Maybe tell us about a future episode that you'd like us to cover, or pitch a show that you'd like to be a part of. A big thank you to everyone who's already doing so too, and to the candidates who've reached out. I'll be in touch with you too. So that's that. I'm Matt Brown, and you're listening to the Matt Brown Podcast. It's the show about all things local and maybe some other stuff too. As always, thanks for listening. Bye for now, and talk to you again soon, London.